We interrupt this broadcast for an important announcement from Amsterdam, New York. Joining us today is the founder of the Jude Thaddeus Program Retreat located in Amsterdam, New York, Jude Thaddeus. Mr. Thaddeus, thank you so much for being with us today. No, and thank you for having me. We want to talk about Stephen Bryson's performance at your retreat today. So to begin, how has Mr. Bryson been behaving as a whole? Well, all sorts of psychiatric and clinical evaluations have been performed already on Mr. Bryson, and we've talked with him about a variety of ways he can choose a new direction for himself. But still, Mr. Bryson has all the characteristics of being a third-week member of the rehabilitation facility. For example, yesterday I was talking to him about the importance of supplements, and personally I believe that supplements are wonderful. You don't have to have a prescription, you don't even need to go to a pharmacy. You can just stop off at any vitamin store and you can pick up all kinds of things that are important, such as licorice root and so on. And these things are not just for your physical health, they're for your spiritual health as well. Anyway, I had Mr. Bryson's attentiveness throughout the whole meeting, and he looked at me with his glowing eyes and his beautiful smile, and suddenly his text beep went off on his phone, and I lost his attention. And this is typical of a third-week member at the retreat. We're trying to teach them responsibility and respect, and sometimes they're disrespectful, and they'll respond to text messages, voicemails, what have you, during a meeting, and they'll forget that they're in the meeting, in an important meeting that will help them maintain a healthy lifestyle. Well, who do you think it was who texted him? Well, I have all sorts of suspicions these days. Most of the reason for that is because of our budget being in shambles, and we need your support. But really, who I suspected it was, I suspected it was Ryan. Now, Mr. Bryson has revealed to me in past sessions that his boyfriend Ryan is responsible for getting him addicted to heroin, and yet he still continues to respond even during the middle of our meetings. And I want to make it perfectly clear. Now, we don't support Ryan, and we don't want him to drag Mr. Bryson down again. We've done a lot of work to ensure that Mr. Bryson stays responsible and away from heroin, and we have explained to him and we have encouraged him to identify his behavior patterns, his underlying problems, and his negative as well as positive thought patterns. We've then taught him how to begin the process of changing his entrenched negative thought patterns and behaviors while reinforcing and expanding upon his positive traits and habits. Now, we don't support him returning, much less paying any attention to his heroin-addicted boyfriend at this point. Well, you've heard it here first, folks. Stephen Bryson has just reached the halfway mark, and Jude Thaddeus is encouraging him to not return to heroin nor his boyfriend. There seems to be hope. For now. Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Thaddeus. We'll return next week to see what Stephen Bryson is up to. Maybe Mr. Thaddeus will let us know what Stephen's been wearing? No, you'll have to tune in next week to find out about that. If you would like to learn more or take a tour of any of our St. Jude retreats, please call a reservation associate at 1-888-424-2626. Thanks for joining.